Hey guys, it's Drax. PlanetSide 2 can be a fun game, but not if you don't understand the map and end up at the worst fights, which is what new and unexperienced players tend to do. After being killed non-stop for several hours, not even reaching battle rank 15, some new players will quit the game and never play it again. So here's a quick guide to help you understand what everything means on the map screen and where to go to get the best fights. There are 4 continents and normally 2 are open to play on. When one locks because a faction reached the 20 victory point total, another one opens. The maps are split into 3 faction colours which look like this by default, but you can go to the interface tab under settings and change them. I've left the facility colours normal, but I've changed my player colours to enemy versus ally. This is because I play all 3 factions regularly, so my allies are always blue and my enemies are always red no matter what faction I play. This is apparent in game, on the minimap and on the main map screen. It helps me to avoid getting confused and shooting friendlies. To look at the population and territory control of a continent, you go to the top right and click the icon that looks like a bar chart to bring up statistics. We can see that under pop factions receive an XP and resource boost, which is dependent on how much less pop they have. Sometimes being the faction with the lowest pop can give you a good XP bonus. If we click down one onto the funnel shape, this will bring up filters, and starting from the top we have terrain, which is useful for showing us the base and road positions. The facilities, which are linked to the legend underneath the filter tab, tells us what type of base we are attacking. The facility connections, otherwise known as the lattice, directs us to the next base to attack or defend. The territory control is the faction color coded parts of the map to show who owns what. And very important to this video is the hotspots, which show us where a good concentration of enemies are fighting by these orb-like ripples around an area. The influence, cloud and grid I normally leave off as they aren't too useful when it comes to choosing a fight, but they can be useful for squad and platoon leaders. Underneath these filters we also have heat maps, which can show ally activity highlighted in a friendly colour, enemy activity which shows up as a deeper red on mine. You can have both ally and enemy activity. Then there is hive efficiency, and hives are shown by this symbol, and the best places to build one are shown in bright green on the map. And if we take a look at the legend, you are shown as this orange triangle, your squad mates are shown as a green circle with a number, and each type of facility has a specific icon to match it, and the 2 bottom icons will flash up at certain facilities if a generator or an SCU has gone offline. Next down we have search, which is used to input a facility name to find it quickly. This search box can also be triggered by pressing Ctrl and F while on the map screen, and it will search across all continents. Then we have a pencil symbol, otherwise known as tactical overlays. This isn't an important feature as a new player and was meant for use by squad and platoon leaders. Under that you have a small icon of a head and shoulders, or otherwise known as a bust, and clicking this will center the map on your position. You can also use the arrows both side and the bar below to move around and zoom in or out. On a PC it's easier to click left and drag with the mouse to move around the map and zoom in or out with the mouse wheel. If there is a red flashing light at the top of the map beside the continent's name, that will indicate that an alert has started there. Alerts have an incoming warning before they start and are currently just a battle for territory control. The faction with the most territory at the end will gain 5 victory points, which go towards locking the continent. You gain 30% extra XP for participating in alert, so it's usually a good choice to fight on an alert continent to gain more certs. If you wish to see who's winning, you can check by holding down the tab button and looking along the bottom. So that's it for the map screen icon and tools, but how do we use them to find a good fight? Hotspots are your main tool. When you see the orb splashing, hover over that hex with your mouse to see what the population is like. You can also use those heat maps we talked about earlier to see where the biggest concentration of enemies are. Looking in the right hand corner we have the region details, and usually a 50-50 split will give you the best fight. Not always, but generally it does. You also need to look at the numbers. Do you like small fights, medium fights or large fights? In my Cert guide I recommend a medium fight known as a 24-48, or I also enjoy larger 48-96. But if you have a low performance system and are struggling to get the frames to enjoy the game, a smaller 1-12 might suit you more. Less to render on screen equals better performance. It's also true in most cases that the smaller a fight is, the bigger the impact you can make as a solo player. A base that is being captured will have a capture status around it on the map screen in the enemy's or allies colour and a timer underneath. The capture bar in the region details will also move in the direction of the faction that is in control of the capture point, showing how close the base is to being taken or defended. A Sunderer spawn looks like a green rectangle, a spawn tube, whether it be inside a spawn room or constructed base, is a green circle, and the spawn beacon looks like a little cone. This one will drop you in via a pod and you can move it in all directions while dropping. Usually the closer a spawn is to the cap point the better, as you can get to the action quicker, but this of course varies. If you like the looks of a fight, try pressing the I key, originally called instant action but now known as join combat, to get you there. If it tries sending you to a different fight, which you might not fancy, then you can cancel by pressing this button again. This may mean you have to redeploy hop across the map to get to that fight, and you do this by pressing U, or clicking the redeploy button that is on the map screen. A tip here to get you to your destination faster is that you can press U while on the loading screen to save yourself some time. Another way to get to your chosen fight is fly there. You can pull a fighter and bail as a light assault, or get a Valk and jump out with any class. The Valk has a safety deployment system, meaning that it will allow you to jump out without taking full damage, whereas the fighter does not. The fighter, however, will get you to the fight quicker. My main suggestion would be to go to a fight you can make a difference at. If a hex is overpopped with your friendlies, then XP gain will drop. You get less kills, meaning less search, which in my opinion is less fun. Defensive fights are generally more fun when playing alone or in a small group, as the facility normally favours the defender. When it comes to attacking, getting into a squad or platoon is usually the best idea. Squads can beat the odds and balance out a fight, quite often being the difference between winning and losing a base. But remember the tips in this video, as certain leaders will not always send you to the best fights. Some leaders will send way too many players to a base, leaving no chance of an actual fight, also known as a Zerg, or way too few, and those players will be continually killed. If you want to join an open squad, you can via this screen, but my advice would be to look for a good outfit that can help you learn the game and enjoy tactical attacking gameplay. Squad and platoon waypoints come in 5 colours, but the Bravo and platoon waypoint can look very similar, so you can change them here. To place a personal waypoint on the map, you right click and then select waypoint. If you wish to attack bases on your own, then single cap bases are my recommendation. I would not advise attacking 3-point capture bases, as they usually require more than 50% population to be taken. Attacking biolabs with equal or less population is also a big no from my point of view. An organised platoon could do it, but as a single player, most times you'll get stuck in the entrance or teleport rooms and end up being killed repeatedly. Remember, this is a general guide for new or less experienced players. Attacking bases under pop will be generally less fun for them, as they are left staring at the respawn screen every 30 seconds. I'd rather direct them to an attacking fight where maybe the population is slightly in the attacker's favour, or defensive fights where the population is even. Back to the map screen now, and if we take a look on the left hand side of the map screen, we have deployment, which lists all the standard spawns, but will sometimes pop up at the top of the list with a base where reinforcements are needed. This can be a good way to get to a fight which needs extra numbers to balance it out, so keep an eye out for these. Looking underneath the deployment section, we have the spawn as box with each class and a little box at the end. This will allow you to map spawn directly into a vehicle. The vehicles you can spawn depend on what facility you are highlighting, and the vehicle map spawn system is great for speed, but is still a little bit buggy, so beware. Sometimes it's better just to spawn in at a base and use the vehicle terminal. When a continent caps or is dominated, the benefit is given to the faction that did so, and you can see the benefits you are fighting for underneath the continent's name at the top of the screen. So that's my map guide. Hopefully it's helped you understand the map screen a bit more and gives you an idea of which fights to choose to get the most out of PlanetSide 2. If you're still a bit confused and you haven't done so already, click the help button at the top of the map screen. Although not in great detail, it may be enough to help you out and is one of the better help buttons in the game. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more helpful videos, and I'll see you next time.